Greetings, community, and welcome to NCBD Comics and another edition of Kevin's most anticipated reads tomorrow for New Comic Book Day 2025. Here we are once again, and it's great to be alive. Appreciate you being here, and those of you that cruise in on the rewind, well, I appreciate you greatly. Without you, it'd only be half as fun and half as special. And for those of you cruising in on the live, let's take out a moment and say hi. Appreciate you being here, Las Cruces, as always. And, dude, you the man. You the man. I appreciate the company. And let's start off by talking about Dynamite Comics is bringing us Space Ghost issue number 10. And, yeah, David Pepos has really been killing it on this series. I'm looking forward not only to reading this, and the future books that are coming out by him, especially this title, Space Ghost, along with another title that's coming out really soon, Captain Planet. We're not really looking that far down the road. By the time we hit Space Ghost 12, I'm sure I'm going to be talking about Captain Planet. I'm just grateful that I end up reading the books in which that he ended up putting out some long time ago. I want to say it's been now, God, I think it's 6 years that I end up first reading some of his books. But here we are, not only talking about one of the greatest old school style cartoons that ever was to ever make it onto comic book ink and pulp, but yeah, it's just been awesome to see how this reinvention of this title has been. Space Ghost issue number 10 is not only doing, in my opinion, the old title proud, but it's maintaining not only an ongoing series that I feel most people are really craving more and more and more, because every issue gives us more information on the origin and further understanding of how these characters not only came to be or how they're working with one another, but how well it's working. I'm really digging it. David is doing a great job. The art goes just as well, and I can't get enough. So Space Ghost issue number 10 is really high on my priority list to read. Hey, DJ, appreciate you being here, buddy. Seriously. You the man. You the man. I'm just a little high. All right, moving on from Dynamite, let's cruise over to Image, and we're going to talk about G.I. Joe, issue number 4. This greatest American hero is not only doing also itself proud in the way it's telling this new story, encapsulating a whole new world and furthering the not only importance, but this universe that's ever expanding within the G.I. Joe world because of Transformers and Void Rivals, that we're getting something that's just immensely enjoyable. I was never a huge G.I. Joe fan, but when you go ahead and you mix it in with the Transformers, then I'm hooked. It's been really, really enjoyable, and we're only 3 issues deep, and it almost made my most anticipated read. It's solid written, it's awesome in the artwork, and people are getting taken out left and right. It's fucking awesome. So G.I. Joe is pretty high there on my read, and that's issue number 4 coming out to you and me 2025. Let's cruise out from G.I. Joe and talk about World Tree issue number 13. Wow, this journey has been really weird, really wild, and the best I can simplicity in its most simplistic way of putting it is here we have a world in the undernet, not in the dark net, but the undernet. It's kind of a world all its own, and it is crossed over the boundaries from an unreality to a reality. It's taken over our world, and until we've been able to pull the plug, it was soon to infiltrate every system that there was. That's kind of where we're at, is it's slowly still infiltrating, because there is at least one being that we know of that is presently on this planet walking around. It is weird, it is wild, and it's just awesome. I've been enjoying the series, but it does leave you scratching your head at times, because you're like, because of its inconsistency of actual launch and the way it's telling the story, it has this way of like expecting you to remember. Doesn't happen. It's hard to follow, but it's been very intriguing and very fun. So World Tree issue number 13 is not only a recommended read, but if you can wrap your head around it, I'd love to talk to you about it. Let's cruise out from Image and cruise over to Marvel, because they're going to go ahead and give us our final, 6 titles, I believe it is, and some of the most enjoyable reads that I've been encountering so far. Meaning, let's go ahead and start off with Amazing Spider-Man issue number 68. This has been that 8th deaths, and it's been really been awesome to see how Peter's not only navigating his way through these tests, but we're also seeing how Doctor Strange is dealing with his own issues that he's contending with, and along with setting up what we're going to end up getting not only with the Doom stuff, because we're going to bleed over into that, but along with a new title coming out for Amazing Spider-Man, albeit really soon. I want to say next month. Hey, Ben, how you do? Hope all is well with you. So this is almost like a three-way combo of what they're really trying to tell. And so far, the Amazing Spider-Man in the past nine issues has been awesome. Really, in my opinion, it's really been good. We've been getting some stuff that's been hit and miss in the past 4 years, in my opinion, and this has been solid. So I've been enjoying it, and I hope you have been too. And Amazing Spider-Man issue number 68 is coming out to me and you 2/19/2025. Let's move up now. Talk about Incredible Hulk issue number 22. Just read issue number 21. The relationship that he's developing with this new Lycan, which she's become, and still contending and dealing with her own powers. She ended up having a little run-in with Werewolf by Night, and he's trying to make her understand exactly what she is and how she is and what she has to contend with. It's a whole new world, a whole new realm, and really what I've been enjoying is the fact that, and I've been talking about this for probably a solid year, is the relationship that Hulk has developed with this new character. I really have been digging it, and I really have been liking this new partnership because it's been bringing out a Hulk side that's usually more associated with Banner, and a Banner side that's not really been a whole lot of there, other than kind of just at times consulting Hulk how to treat the situation. It's been more of a Hulk tale than we normally get, and I really been enjoying it. So issue number 22 is pretty high on my list. Moving out from Incredible Hulk, and let's talk about the Infinity Watch issue number 2. I read issue number 1 and really have been enjoying it. There was a lot of characters in which that we've been receiving in the past year that are not only showing us their true colors, but how they're going to play out their roles in this Infinity Watch miniseries. We saw how they played out their roles and how they're contending with their powers and how still weak in comparison to what Thanos was and how he was kind of just brushing them away like they're nothing, even though that they are living embodiments of the stones. They've yet to learn how to really truly utilize them and been kind of, I don't know, just taken in by its own power and just thinking that their theoretical invincibility and vulnerability or their cleverness or whatever they got going on for them makes them, well, untouchable. And it was really obvious when Thanos just briefly came in to show them how weak they truly are. But when they band together, they're not only become very volatile, but a solid group when they know how to utilize themselves and as a group together to go ahead and get the most out of the stones when in unison. That was a big lesson. I think Thanos was not only trying to not teach them, but they definitely did not learn. So hopefully we get that in this series, and the setup was kind of leading towards all that, how they're still navigating their ways. So I'm looking for issue number 2 to further not only explore that, but to give us a further understanding of where they're going to go from here. So again, Infinity Watch, issue number 2 coming out on 2/19/2025. Let's cruise out from that and talk about, I think I already missed a couple of things, and I sure did, but I'm going to jump into it in a moment, which is Miles Morales, issue number 30. This guy. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to get some things going on here, and Miles is having some great issues contending with the fact that he, was a vampire. Now he's having all this vampiricness removed from him. He's passed his test. He's learned what he needs to be and how he needs to be, and he's learning to navigate his ways back into the real world. So we're going to get his understanding of how all this is going to work out when his job is done. 30 is a big thing. I just ended up reading, what was it, 28, I think, maybe 29? I can't remember at this point, but I can't wait to get into 30. I'm just saying. This has been a great series. Cody Ziegler has been doing a wonderful job. Story's been great. Art's been wonderful. It's been really not only fun and enjoyable to read, but it's something that's been rather consistent. So it makes me look forward to go ahead and picking it up off the shelf every month. Just saying. Another great read, and so far it's only been one issue in its release, is Ultimate Wolverine issue number 2. This almost made my Blue Light special. It really almost did. This is probably the cover that many are going to end up going after, and it was the one I liked. And I did see starting to leave the shelf awfully quick. That's it's a cover B. So, in my opinion, not only did the series hit hard and hit well, much like the way the launch of Ultimate Spider-Man did, but it also ended up showing us the characters in which that we thought we knew and loved are actually reversed in roles, some regards, and much like we end up seeing again in the launch of the original Ultimate Spider-Man that we saw, not original, but we just the other year in the setup to what we're getting. Well, even in the case of this, as we're seeing all these weird, I guess, not culminations, but also just combinations of individuals that are being put together that we don't normally see associated with one another, or because of the fact that they're forced to work with one another because of the situations. We're seeing new and different storylines that we've never seen before, which has been freaking awesome. I really been enjoying this Ultimate series, and I'm looking forward to where it's going to get to when we get into the whole release of all the makers. But what we're going to get in this is also an understanding and a better understanding of the abilities of our characters, the Ultimate Wolverine here. He's going to go through a couple of tests. I'm looking forward to not only getting this to see what this really is about, but I was also privy to a little bit of the information and seeing some of the art. It was so much of a teaser that's why it was almost my Blue Light special. However, this week's Blue Light special is Doom Academy, issue number 1. I know I don't actually have the... I'm going to get that tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to this book. I'm looking forward to this whole Doom scenario, Doom stuff, everything Doom for the next few months. Am I a huge Doom fan? No, but it's giving me the Academy again. I get Strange Academy. They're coming back, and they're coming back in a whole different way. They've been actually a little bit swayed by Doom so many more months ago when they were told that they not only had to be recruited into saving the planet, but he knew down the road what his overall goals and plans were. And I think they were part of it also many months ago. And I want to see what this whole setup was. I am telling you right now, this writer has not only his job cut out for him, but he was also obviously privy to the information of how the setup was going to be, because he's been given a huge task to write, in my opinion, something that's supposed to be rather essential in this whole Doom storyline. Doom Academy is just up there on my list, and I can't wait to get this. But for now, I'm going to have to suffer and wait until tomorrow after work. But that's just the way it just has to be. I appreciate everyone that cruises on in. Ben, DJ, Las Cruces, and anyone that cruises on in on the rewind, I greatly appreciate you. I look forward to not only talk to you more about the books that end up coming out, but I'm curious to see what you end up getting or what you're looking forward to. Drop it in the comments below, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And that's it for me, Entropy. You stay well.